Have you ever had a moment where someone suddenly comes to your mind and it feels different? Not just a random thought, but something deeper, almost like a quiet pull you can't explain. As if, in that exact moment, something connects both of you at the same time. It feels like an invisible thread, something you can't see, but you can feel. You think about them, and somehow it feels like they might be thinking about you too. In psychology, this can come from a strong emotional bond, where two people become deeply connected on a subconscious level. But sometimes it feels like more than just the mind. It feels synchronized, almost like your thoughts are meeting in the same moment. So how do you know if this connection is mutual? Here are 9 signs you both might be thinking about each other at the same time. Sign 1. You experience a sudden change in emotion. Out of nowhere, your emotional state shifts. You could be focused on something completely different, and suddenly you feel a wave of emotion that doesn't seem connected to your current situation. It might be a sudden sense of warmth, a feeling of comfort, or even an unexplained longing. Sometimes it shows up as a quiet smile, other times as a deep emotional pull that catches you off guard. Psychologically, this happens because your brain is strongly linked to emotional memory. When someone who has emotional significance enters your subconscious, your body reacts instantly. But when this feeling feels unusually strong or appears at random moments, it can feel like more than just a memory. It feels like a shared emotional moment, as if something inside you is responding to a connection that is active at the same time on both sides. Sign 2. You feel the urge to reach out without explanation. There are moments when you suddenly feel the need to contact them, even though nothing specific has happened. No clear reason, no recent conversation, no external trigger. Yet the urge feels real and hard to ignore. You might pick up your phone, think about texting, or even start typing a message before questioning yourself. This happens because your subconscious mind is trying to close an emotional gap. When someone occupies your thoughts deeply, your brain naturally pushes you toward reconnecting. And when that feeling comes strongly and unexpectedly, it often feels like something is pulling you toward them. It's not planned, it's not logical, it's instinctive. And sometimes that instinct feels stronger because the connection is being activated from both ends at the same time. Sign 3. You dream about them and it feels real. Dreams are one of the clearest reflections of what your mind is processing beneath the surface. When you start dreaming about someone repeatedly, especially in a vivid and emotional way, it means they are deeply present in your subconscious. But what makes this different is how real it feels. The conversations feel detailed, the emotions feel strong, and the experience stays with you even after you wake up. It doesn't feel like a random dream, it feels like a moment you actually lived. Psychologically, this happens because your brain is replaying emotional connections that matter to you. But when the dream feels intense and meaningful, it can feel like your mind is meeting theirs in a space where logic doesn't fully apply. Sign 4. You begin to notice repeating signs or symbols. You start noticing things connected to them again and again. Their name appears in unexpected places, a song reminds you of them at the right moment, or you keep seeing something linked to a shared memory. At first, it feels like coincidence, but when it keeps happening, it starts to feel intentional. From a psychological perspective, this is your brain's way of highlighting what is emotionally important to you. Your attention becomes tuned to anything related to them. But when these signs keep repeating, it creates a stronger impression, almost like your environment is constantly bringing them back into your awareness. It becomes difficult to ignore, and it feels like they are present in your thoughts even when you are not trying to think about them. Sign 5. You feel physical sensations without warning. Sometimes the connection shows up in your body before your mind even processes it. You might feel a sudden warmth in your chest, a flutter in your stomach, or a calm, almost comforting sensation. Other times it might be a slight tension, a deep breath, or a feeling that something just shifted inside you. These physical reactions are tied to emotional triggers stored in your nervous system. When someone who matters to you comes into your thoughts, your body responds automatically. It's not something you control, it just happens. And when it happens suddenly without a clear reason, it can feel like your body is reacting to something beyond just a passing thought. It feels connected, C. Immediate and real. Sign 6. Your thoughts feel aligned in a strange way. You think about something and later find out they were thinking about the same thing. You bring up a topic and they say they were just about to mention it, or you both reach out at the same time without planning it. These moments feel surprising, almost too accurate to be random. Psychologically, this can happen when two people have spent enough time understanding each other's patterns, preferences, and ways of thinking. Your minds become familiar with each other, which makes your thoughts naturally align. But when it happens repeatedly, it feels like more than just familiarity. It feels synchronized, like both of you are operating on the same wavelength without needing to explain it. Sign 7. You coincidentally run into each other. You meet unexpectedly, and in places where you didn't plan to see each other. It could be somewhere random or somewhere neither of you had a reason to be at that exact moment. The first time, it feels like coincidence. But when it happens more than once, it starts to feel unusual. From a logical point of view, shared environments and routines can increase these chances. But emotionally, it feels different. It feels like timing is aligning in a way you didn't plan. Like both of you are somehow moving into the same space at the same moment. And that creates a feeling that the connection between you hasn't faded, it's still active in some way. Sign 8. You feel a magnetic attraction toward them. Even when you try to focus on other things, something keeps pulling your attention back to them. You may not be speaking to them, you may not be seeing them often, but the feeling remains. It's not just attraction, it's a deeper pull that is hard to ignore. You find yourself thinking about them at unexpected times, remembering moments, or feeling connected without any direct interaction. This kind of attraction goes beyond surface-level interest. It feels emotional, persistent, and difficult to break. It's the kind of connection that stays present, even in silence, and it often reflects something that hasn't fully disconnected between both of you. Sign 9. Time feels different when you think about them. When they come into your mind, everything around you seems to slow down. Your focus shifts completely, and for a moment, nothing else feels as important. You become more present in that thought, more aware of how you feel, and more connected to that memory. Seconds feel longer, and your attention becomes fully absorbed. This happens because your brain shifts into a deeper emotional state, making the moment feel more intense. It's not just thinking, it's feeling at the same time. And when that feeling is strong enough, it creates the impression that time itself has slowed down, just to hold that moment a little longer. Conclusion. Some connections don't need to be explained to be felt. They show up quietly, in thoughts, in emotions, and in moments that seem too aligned to be random. When two people share a strong emotional bond, their minds don't always move separately. Sometimes they meet in ways that feel subtle, but real, through thoughts, through feelings, and through those small moments that keep bringing you back to each other. So if you've been experiencing these signs, don't ignore them. One, pay attention to what you feel, because not everything meaningful can be fully explained, but it can be understood. And sometimes the connection you're trying to figure out is already there. If this resonated with you, let me know in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more content on connection, psychology, and relationships.